Hey everybody, and welcome to Breakdown, our final week. Okay, I know you're just as sad as I am. We're all sad that this is the final week of Breakdown. But remember, that this all started a long, long time ago in a galaxy not too far away. Whoosh! I don't have a dramatic montage, but basically, you remember this happened when my Instagram, in some comments, I shared my story about how I'm gay and I'm a pastor, and that sounded weird, pastor, and that some other Christians were saying that you can't be gay and a Christian, and saying basically that I can't be a pastor or acknowledge. So, in response to that, I said, let's make a dialogue where we can challenge each other to learn more about what we're saying. And so over the last 3 weeks so far, you've sent in questions and we've talked about them here. And if you have any other questions, keep emailing me because, bum bum bum, dramatic music, I think I'm going to continue a YouTube channel where we're going to post videos every week just talking about different topics. So it's not going to be a formal series like I've been doing as on my ministries on Facebook. This is just going to be a YouTube channel where every week I'll just think of a different topic, and if you have things, keep emailing me and I'll pick some. And I think this could be really exciting, and that way I don't have to lose you, because this is kind of fun, even though my flatmates probably think I'm crazy shouting at my phone. So anyway, for this week, I wanted to do a little throwback and talk about what we've done the last 3 weeks. So, week 1, someone asked the question, what did Jesus say about homosexuality? And let's see that video. Jesus said, nothing. That's right. Absolutely nothing about homosexuality. Week 2, we talked about biology, about whether gay parenting was natural and just as good for a child as a heterosexual couple. And we said, first of all, that not all couples, straight couples, are a dad and a mom. Sometimes it's a single parent. And 2, which means they get their interaction with a male or female figure from their community or school or church or wherever, and 2, that in every single animal species, homosexuality does exist, and so it is natural. Okay, and we also talked about verses from Leviticus, specifically chapter 18, verse 22, where it says, a man shall not lie with a man as with a woman, and we said that if you read the whole verse before it and after, it's talking about worshiping the god Molech. So you can't offer sacrifices to the bull, the god Molech. You can't go have sex with the priests in the temple of Molech, or to have sex with someone who looks like that because he was a bull man. And women shouldn't go have sex with animals like that, and no one should really do that. So basically, don't do all this idol worship stuff. Last week, in week 3, we talked about verses from the New Testament. So, just to jot these down, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 9 through 11. We talked about 1 Timothy chapter 1, verses 9 through 11, and Romans chapter 1, verses 26 through 27. And we looked at verses that some people think are about homosexuality, but we said, in fact, these are about a same-sex act, that it doesn't say anything about two people of the same gender loving each other. We said that it's clear from these verses that male prostitution, so sex for money, is not okay, obviously, and exploiting power over another person, a man or a woman, is not okay. So that's what we've talked about so far on Breakdown. So this week, I'm just going to do one question since we've done a whole montage of everything we've done so far. So to keep it short and sweet for you, and so I have more questions to talk about in my upcoming YouTube channel. So remember, subscribe, JJ Warren on YouTube. We have just one question this week. So, question is, what keeps you in love with your faith even when your church doesn't fully welcome you? That's a really good question. Don't know if you can see it. So, what keeps me in love with my faith even when my church doesn't fully welcome me? So, as I talked about last week, currently the United Methodist Church says that self-avowed practicing homosexuals cannot be ordained. And so that's what they're probably talking about, is that I can't be fully welcomed yet. And so, how do I stay in love with my faith? I think if I let it go, that it would be too easy. I think the whole Bible, there's this misconception that like if you believe in God and you pray and you do everything right, that you'll be rewarded. And people often quote Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you." But what people don't quote is that right before that verse, Jeremiah is, the city is about to be destroyed. And so the whole point is that even in dark times, with God, there's hope. And so that's how I would answer this question, is that even though my church doesn't fully welcome me, I know this is what God is calling us to do. And there are a lot of queer people advocating for this right now. And so I'm so grateful for older role models who are fighting right now for this cause, to say that with God, even in the darkness of a church and a world that doesn't fully accept us, we know that God has created us wonderfully and fearfully, as the Psalms say, and that we are all very good, no matter what color or gender or sexual orientation, that we are very good. And so we've been tasked to exercise our free will, to say we fight for justice because our God is just. And so I stay in love with my faith because I know what it can be. I know what it's supposed to be. I know what God yearns for it to be. And we've been placed here as vessels of change. So I'll get off the pulpit again. But that's how I stay in love with my faith. And so obviously, so far, we have not reached Ellen. And so it is my humble plea to all of you to share this short video on your Facebooks, share it with grandparents and whoever, over email even. Just share this video with everyone you can, tag at Ellen TV or Ellen DeGeneres, and please, please, please help us get to Ellen to share this story around the world. And why, you may ask? Because I imagine that, like me, there are gay kids in small towns around the world who secretly watch Ellen, and they see that Ellen's a queer role model, and yet maybe they haven't met someone who can affirm their sexuality and their faith, to say God loves you too. You don't have to feel any less valuable. And so that's my goal, is that we can share this around the world and tell kids everywhere and people everywhere that they are loved by a God who is love. Thank you so much for watching so far. Click on over to my YouTube channel where I'll have videos every week, and stay here on Facebook as well as Instagram to keep up with the ministry that I'm doing. Love you. Bye.